After defeating the cleric beast, you should have received a hunter badge. These extend the inventory of the Bath Messenger's shop in the Hunter's Dream. New items will be available for purchase, including the hand lantern, the Kirk hammer, and the repeating pistol. Also be aware of the Yharnam Hunter set, which can be purchased at any time. You should also now be able to enter the house at the top of the stairs, which contains a chest that serves as this game's item storage. If you pick up an item in the field that would put you over that item's carrying limit, it will automatically be sent to this chest instead. With these things in mind, we can now return to the central Yharnam lamp and complete the second half of this district. Taking a left through the gate shortcut, and continuing through the darkened house, you will find yourself back in the kennel section. Our goal is to cross the bridge here, but doing so will mean taking out a few of these afflicted dogs. They attack very quickly, but you can easily get the jump on them by firing a quicksilver bullet. Across the bridge, you will find a dog barking at an old woman who has barricaded herself inside and claims to be looking for a safe place. Keep that in mind as we proceed. In this next room, break the barrels on the right and then walk around the edge of these rafters to encounter our first real NPC, Eileen the Crow, leader of the Hunter of Hunters Covenant. Speaking to her will award the player 4 bold hunter's marks and the shake off cape gesture. I'd like to point out that you can kill Eileen at this point for the Crow Hunter badge, which makes her weapons and armor available for purchase in the shop, albeit for an exorbitant price. But doing so will keep you from getting her questline rewards or joining her covenant later on. If you'd still like to take her out, I recommend getting her aggroed and leading her around the rafters in the previous room. She tends to fall off at the corners, and this process can be repeated by leading her back up the stairs. Most of the fight can be completed this way, and you might never have to touch her at all. Either way, when you're done with Eileen, return to the room with the rafters. There are 2 items hanging from chains that can be cut with your weapon. The 2 items are the saw spear and a set of upgrade stones. After dropping down, you'll come into contact with a new enemy that some of the wikis are referring to as weremen. Those with the saws are fairly easy to deal with, but those with the spears can be significantly more difficult because of the range of the weapon. Clear out this room and you'll be able to drop down 1 more floor to pick up your 2 items. You'll also come face to face with several giant rats. These guys normally telegraph their attacks well, but in a group they can be more of a threat. Either go in extremely aggressively, or be patient and bait their jump attacks. You'll have to drop down again to leave this area, and there is a ladder that leads back up to the original room. But if you have everything already, you should be good to continue past it, and up the longer ladder on the right. This path leads to a brick troll that is just asking for a backstab, as well as a window through which you can speak to a little girl with a sad story. She's missing her mother, who wears a red brooch, as well as her father, who is coming down with the plague himself. She gives you a tiny music box of her father's and asks for your help.
It plays one of Daddy's favourite songs.
Music box in hand, you can now pull this lever and unlock the 3rd shortcut in Central Yharnam, which is located in the same courtyard where the torch was found in the previous video. Backtracking a bit, descend the long ladder from earlier and proceed to the right. You'll encounter another new enemy, the crippled ghoul. These enemies often appear in groups, which can be a problem due to their attack range. Extend your weapon and attack from a distance. Pressing forward and through the tunnel on the far end, you'll encounter the last new enemy of this area, the gargantuan pig. If you're fast enough, you can get behind him and perform a backstab, but otherwise, comboing with a collapsed weapon will do the job. He guards the Saw Hunter's badge, which extends the shop's inventory to include the starting gifts. Returning to the entrance to the tunnel, there is yet another ladder which leads to a large bridge prior to the boss room. But before crossing this bridge, go left and ride the elevator. This serves as the final shortcut in Central Yharnam and leads back to the darkened house. Back up the stairs of the house, clear out the room, and lead the wolf beast to the doorway once again. After taking them out, go past where they were and down the stairs to the right. There are some pebbles and bloodstone shards to pick up here, but there's also a hidden drop behind some boxes that leads to an armor set. Drop down the scaffolding and descend the ladder, taking out any rats or weremen in your way. Eventually you'll come to a ledge with the armor on the left. There will be one final enemy in your way, and don't underestimate this guy. After delivering the coup de grace, you may claim the Hunter set, which you may recognize from the game's promotional material. This is a great time to return to the Hunter's Dream by using one of the bold Hunter marks given to you by Eileen. Spend your echoes at the doll to level up or upgrade your weapon with any bloodstone shards you may have picked up via the workshop desk in the house. When you're ready, return to the elevator and cross the bridge. There will be a mob of hunters in your way, as well as a flaming boulder trap that tends to be more helpful than harmful. At this point, you might want to press up on the D-pad to convert some health into blood bullets. The boss is coming up, and you will need a lot of them. Make sure the tiny music box is equipped, and then head up the stairs at the end. You'll find yourself in Odin Cemetery, and a cutscene will play, triggering the beginning of the boss fight with Father Gascoigne.
Beasts all over the shop. You'll be one of them, sooner or later.
Gascoigne is a fellow hunter, but that doesn't make him an ally. He attacks hard and fast, but he can be parried with practice. He attacks with a firearm and the hunter's axe, and transforms his weapon into its extended state after losing enough health. You can get behind tombstones for a few precious seconds to heal, and after inflicting enough damage, Gascoigne will transform into a beast. This is your chance to use the tiny music box. After a few seconds, Gascoigne reacts to the song from the box, and is staggered long enough for the player to get behind for a backstab. The tiny music box will no longer have an effect on them, so at this point in the fight, I like to lock off and run up these stairs where there are less obstacles in your way. This is probably the hardest part of the fight. You can try to get in for a quick combo and cleave off the rest of his health, but his attacks come out so fast you may not get the chance. I like to keep my distance and fire off the rest of my bullets until I get a parry from one of his claw swipes. This makes for a brutal end to a powerful hunter. If you hadn't put it together already, Gascoigne was the father of the little girl from earlier, and if you drop down from the stairs, her mother's body can be found, still wearing the red jeweled brooch. Back up the stairs, unlock the gate, and climb the ladder to Odin Chapel, making sure not to miss this chest on the left, as this workshop tool is very important. Finally, open the door to the Cathedral Ward, what we'll pick up in the next video.